we get straight back onto our international competition, starting with New Zealand, in New Zealand in the Taini Jamison Trophy, which we've really enjoyed being a part of over the last couple of years. We're taking our strongest available team, given that there was a deliberate and planned rest period for both the World Cup squad and staff. It's been a challenging 4 years, and obviously we've had to go through COVID and a lot of quarantine. And so, the group that are headed over, staffed by a particular group led by Liana, have been in camp for the last 5 weeks. And so my role is slightly different with this team, and I'm really, really excited to see this group of 14 athletes. We've got a great group, definitely a mix of experience, but with the likes of our World Cup reserves, Sophie Drakeford-Lewis is no stranger to Taini Jamison Trophy, so she will be definitely leading from the front in our attacking end, along with Amy Carter and Hallie Adio, who were over in Cape Town. So there's a great continuity there, and it's their opportunity now to stamp their authority on this team, and hopefully to bring some things from that World Cup as well. We've got some other fantastic talent that we've already seen on an international stage. So examples would be Hannah Joseph, who we saw run out against Uganda earlier this year, come across to the Australia series. It will be brilliant to see her back out, and she has travelled to New Zealand with us before, as has the likes of Vicky Oisola, a brilliant Super League season last year, formerly part of this Roses programme, and getting another brilliant opportunity to run out again. And then we've got the likes of Berry Neal, Emma Thacker, who were World Cup training partners with us, young talent, a little bit green in terms of obviously not yet experiencing what it's like to play New Zealand. But it's really important that we get that exposure now, so early on in a cycle. And, you've seen it's it can always be a bit of a transition period post a World Cup. You've seen some of our more senior Roses make tough decisions and are on their kind of way out and moving away from the Roses now. So, exciting talent, young, up-and-coming, returning players to the programme, players with international experience that we just want to get back out there. And also the likes of a Sasha Glasgow, so much spoken about her, and excitement to see her pull on that red dress, having had standout seasons in the Suncorp as well. So, I think a great mix of players, but ultimately a very strong team who will hopefully, go out there and compete really well. We know what it takes to beat a New Zealand side, and so it's going to be a really tough series, but we will be throwing everything at that off the back of a brilliant 5-week prep led by Liana. Obviously, given the timing of the series, the team, staff and players have been in camp now for nearly 6 weeks, which coincided right with the kind of culmination of the World Cup. So it was very much planned for, that we made sure that this team felt ready and prepared, and Liana's been very much at the heart of that, and will lead this group quite rightly as head coach through this Taini Jamison series, where I've been absent, and therefore it felt like the right thing to do. So my role is slightly different in this space. So by being in situ, it gives me great insight into the player group, how they react and respond game on game through a series of this nature in that performance environment, with competitions coming soon after as well, later in the autumn. I'll very much be there to support Liana, Sam and Joe, and the wider performance staff team as well. I think on the ground, things will look as Liana wants them to, and I'll be interacting directly with her as she sees fit. So it's just been, a very natural step, and completely trusting Liana to lead this team. Great alignment, obviously, with the Roses way, and hopefully I can help with that continuity coming out of the last 4 years, and as we embark on the next 4-year cycle.